Hey, Nick, what up, G? How are you?
I'm doing, Benny. I'm doing. I am
Yo,
live in Portland, actually, just not outside the ice facility this time because unless I
yo.
have a security detail while I do these live hits, I mean, at this point, I'm putting myself in serious danger by doing hits outside the ice facility.
Yeah, bro, like the night before you were arrested, and I want to talk about that, but you were doing a live hit with Laura Ingraham and they kept attacking you during that live hit. I think you were attacked also, perhaps, like last night. And I texted you and I was like, yeah, like I was with Christy Nome and I was telling her that they're gonna try, they want to kill more. And you
Yeah,
got to have security just to exist out in the street, man. It's crazy. I'm like just
in
really
the United
thankful.
States of America.
I'm
I
really
mean, like,
thankful that you're alive. I mean, I really am.
yeah, and I appreciate that, Benny. But it's wild to me that just existing out here as a conservative is an act of violence in their minds for some reason. I mean, multiple times yesterday they told me they were going to Charlie Kirk me, and that I mean, which is just a ridiculous thing to say to somebody. They threatened. I get intel sent to me about like when threats are made online, like specific threats from credible threats from people in the area, and you get people saying that they're going to throw concrete milkshakes at me, which are that's what did gave Andy No a brain bleed. I mean, these people are incredibly violent, and you're seeing all this rhetoric from the left that's pushing them on. It's egging them on. That's why this keeps happening. You're not seeing. Did a single Democrat come out and condemn the attack on Katie Davenport, or my arrest, or hell, even my me being assaulted last night? I don't know if you've seen that video, but
I think we
it's
have it.
not a good look.
I think we have it. Let's pop it up, boys. Is this the one, Nick? Yeah, this was from last night. Here's this is you with the American flag, and it looks like someone's trying to grab you or throw you.
Yeah, they took the American flag there from me, and I ran back and got it. I was not going to let that flag go. That's the same flag that I saved from being burned in the street the other day. So
The
the
ball,
point, what I
the
was
ball's on you,
doing,
man. But like, I'm worried. This is the same city that they executed a Trump supporter in 2020. People have forgotten about that story, but they like executed this guy because he was wearing a MAGA hat. And these people, they're not only are they godless demons, but they have nothing to lose. And so, boy, I'm just glad to see that it looks like you have a little security now, or at least some people at your back.
yeah, but I mean, the Portland police are in. They're not particularly useful. They don't intervene until actually they never intervene. They come later and arrest. In this case, a guy that his name is Tommy, who in that video, some Antifa thug was running after me with bear spray, and he KO'd him in the street. He was defending me, and none of the people that attacked me in this video were arrested. But the guy that defended me, he was wearing a MAGA hat. He knocked the dude out cold that was chasing after me. He got arrested, which is not surprising at this point. I mean, there's very, very little accountability, pretty
Goodness.
much no accountability for these Antifa terrorists.
For everyone who was following, obviously, it was the number one trending story in the world. The president was briefed on it. The attorney general, I actually saw her this weekend. She was very concerned about what happened to you. Chrissy Nome was incredibly concerned. Her entire team was, her team was telling me that they were considering dispatching ICE to the prison that you were held at because they were worried for your well-being because you could be imprisoned with a bunch of people that wanted you dead and you'd be just locked in a cell with them.
Yeah.
Something terrible could happen to you. Maybe you could just break down like what occurred with this arrest and then what the reaction has been.
Yeah. So I was basically my crime was filming in public, which is a capital crime out here in Portland.
Oh.
So and there's actually a video that I've gotten that's from a third party that shows it's this one right here that shows me I'm literally attempting to walk to my car. That's where I'm going down the sidewalk here. And this thug pushes me, tries to restrict my movement, and then throws a punch at me. And so and then I end up in this hole right here. And somehow I'm the aggressor. I'm the aggressor, and I'm the one that ends up getting arrested while the assailant just walks free. The assailant was never arrested. And of course, and I'm telling you this here for the first time, that we have identified the person, and of course, it is trans. I mean, big shock. Um,
Wow.
it's just the trans violence. You think it's a big problem in other parts of the country. It's especially a problem in Portland because half the freaking population decided that they're trans. At least the leftist population, anyway.
So they go and rat you out to the cops. The cops go arrest you. So
I
that's
don't
what
even
happens.
know. So I don't know how that actually happened. When they were putting me in handcuffs at this point, I was so shocked that I was being put in handcuffs. There were two things that went through my mind. It's either A, they're handcuffing me so that I can or so that they can get me out of there or something because it was getting too hot and they knew something, so they were acting like they were arresting me to like bring me down the block or something. Or B, it was a total mistake, a case of mistaken identity. I mean, at no point in the first like 5 or 6 minutes did I believe I was actually being arrested.
I did see this happen with Posobiec one time, where the police like technically took him to get him away from Antifa. This happened in Washington D.C. It's pretty famous, famous photo, and so that's what when I saw this clip, I assumed that was happening to you, right? Where the police were just simply surrounding you in order to say, let's depressurize the situation. But that's not what happened. They arrested you.
Right. Yeah.
So, and then what did they charged you with a misdemeanor?
Yeah, they charged me with disorderly conduct because apparently my filming is much more disorderly than the screaming in the streets at 3 o'clock in the morning, blocking traffic.
Put the clip up again. Put the clip up again of what they did to Nick. Because not only are they swinging on you, Nick, like they're trying to obstruct people who are filming. This was a planned attack. They were trying to obstruct. You can see the umbrellas. The black umbrellas are trying to what they're trying to do. This is a coordinated attack to try and like kill or harm Nick, where they surround you with black umbrellas and then they commit a violent act where no one can film it. That's how these people work. Yep. Is that what they were doing to you, Nick?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the umbrellas were everywhere this particular night. You can see at just the time that punch was thrown, that umbrella almost covered the lens. It just didn't fully cover the lens, but that was the entire goal. Okay, cover the camera lens and throw the punch, and hopefully nobody sees it. However, that's not the case. You can clearly see the punch, luckily, and then you can also see they use these umbrellas as weapons too.
Right.
They stab you with it, and that's how I ended up in the hole.
You can see right there, clear as day, somebody multiple people with black umbrellas pushing and barraging you, and then attempting physical assault. And then if you had been knocked out, Lord knows what else could have happened. This is like a clear-cut case of self-defense, but not only that, of you actually trying to flee the situation in order to de-escalate. You are clearly the person attempting to de-escalate the situation. You are not behaving criminally at all, Nick.
Yeah, and I have court today at 2 p.m. Pacific time.
Goodness.
I believe that there's going to be a lot of detractors there, but we'll have some supporters there for sure. I mean, these people don't have jobs, Benny, so they can be dispatched to the courthouse to yell at me on the way in. I expect that. But any DA that is not even is at least a little bit, just a smidge objective, would be able to look at this video and be like, oh, this is total BS.
Yes.
But I don't think that's going to happen here in Portland. I believe that they're going to carry the charge through because they don't want to look like they're, they want to make sure the conservative guy is going to actually, have to spend a shit ton of money and have to be burdened by coming back to court every, couple of months out here in Portland. I mean, they're going to try to make it hell for me if they can.
Do you have a GoFundMe set up? Do you have
No,
anything
I
that we
don't.
can?
No, because so I typically don't do that because I don't want people to think that this is some sort of a grift. I do this on my own. I do this to cover the news on the ground. I don't do this for money. So it's so no, I didn't do any of that.
I think I'm going to set up one, whether you like it or not. And I might set up one just to cover security expenses for independent creators. Frankly,
I think that would be
I'm kind of sick of I'm kind of sick of Republican billionaires. Like, I'm kind of sick of Republican billionaires like going in and like funding like another stupid white paper that'll do absolutely nothing, or some parasitic like dumb jackass in Washington D.C. that's just trying to grift. And the people that are out changing culture like can't even do it with like a security detail. And those aren't, those don't have to be expensive. There's a lot of people that'll like cut their rates, frankly, just to like defend freedom and freedom of speech.
Yeah.
And I'd really like to like work on that.
That's actually a really good idea, Benny. I'd just have a general fund for it. That'd be awesome, because I mean, I think that part of the idea of what they're doing out here is, they're doing these things to people like me, knowing that other people are going to be scared off from doing the same thing.
That's right.
That's part of the point. That's
right.
Terror.
And they would never touch you if you had like an actual guard with you, because these people are all total cowards, and they would never ever want to, receive a punch in return or, get pushback. But also these security guards, I mean, so what they want here is they would like some type of terrible tragedy, right? They'd like some type of like awful thing to happen, God forbid. And these professional security guards are trained in de-escalation. And so they just like, I want you to be able to like do your job without getting hurt, and for them to be de-escalated. Like what they want is for you to be, like maimed or worse on the sidewalk, and then something bad to happen to one of them, who knows? And then they can make it a national news story and like champion it, right, as right-wing violence. That's what they want. So I think that'd be really wise, actually, to do that. I'm going to work on that today. See if we can't start a fund, get some donors in, and just get to some key creators, like some security, to make sure that you can go do your job.
I love it, Benny. It's a damn good idea.
Okay. Well, I know you have a court date today. It looks like the Trump administration has your total back. I know this is a fact, actually, because I was riding around with Kristi Noem, and she asked like 15 questions about you. And everyone was like was very, very laser focused on making sure that you were taken care of. And even President Trump reached out to you. It's an amazing story.
Yeah, I mean, I was very honored by the outpouring of support. It gave a lot of, I guess, fuel to continue down this road. I mean, clearly we were over target here, exposing what's going on in Portland, or else the police wouldn't have gone out of their way to arrest me. I don't know what they thought this was going to accomplish for them. I guess they just wanted to, somebody gets arrested, like typically they'd be like super frazzled and go home, right? Definitely not going to do that. I actually extended my stay here by a week due to the arrest. So that whole thing backfired tremendously. But, one of the first things I got was a phone call from Attorney General Bondi when I got out of jail. And I really appreciated that. She took a long time out of her day to, she called me on her cell phone, and told me to reach out if I need anything at all from this case, and then gave me the news on the phone that she was ordering Harmeet Dillon, who was a freaking badass, Benny, to go after and investigate the Portland Police Bureau, which is corrupt and rotted from the inside out, and she got on it immediately, as
wow,
you guys are showing right now. So not just for me though, which is great, because I don't want this whole thing to be about me. It's also about Katie Davenport, who got beat with a pole in the middle of the street, and police just let the attacker walk away. They were hoping that just nobody would know about it, that nobody would hear about it, and it's not worked out in their favor. Let's just say that much.
So I want to just get your commentary on one thing, because this is now nationalized, this local issue. It's very hard to do that, frankly, Nick. It's very hard to take like these local. It's easy to be like, I live in Florida. I don't care about Portland. Who cares, right?
Yeah.
Like, let them burn. But when what you've done is you've expanded this to the national consciousness, and now people know about it and they're following it. And there's something remarkable happened where there was a large group of patriots out the night after your arrest cheering for ICE. And I want to let's get some sound here. USA! 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 They're like, USA! Can you explain this? Like, has there been like a bit of a sea change now that people understand and can see what's going on? Like, what's happening here?
Dude, you should see the amount of patriots that have come out. Like after my arrest, there's a large group like this every night now.
Wow.
Of different people that are just filtering in with MAGA hats on and clear. So I'm standing up on the roof in this video. I'm right in the middle next to. I got two operators on each side because they were the freaking leftist degenerates were throwing things at me as I was standing on the rooftop. Which was very satisfying because they throw something at me and they immediately get, showered with pepper balls, which is entertaining to watch, to say the least. But these guys came out here. They saw me up on the roof. They started cheering and chanting because, I had been brought in on the inside at this point rather than being on the outside. ICE made a statement by bringing me in and putting me up on the roof that day. We'll just say you can understand how they feel about Portland police just based on because Portland police is right out of the frame on that side. So they knew everything that was going on. But these guys, they came, they brought energy with them. And this video went super viral of these young, a lot of them were high schoolers coming out, and they were drowning out all the leftists that were in that area. And every time that the leftists would start yelling something stupid through their megaphone, at me on the roof, they would totally just drown them out with either chants of USA, USA, or Nick, Nick, Nick. I mean, they were not taking the leftist BS there. And eventually the megaphone people just gave up and shut up. So we need more of this. Like, I want to see this every single night.
Amazing. Amazing. This is incredible work, Nick. I thank God that you are safe. We will work very hard to ensure that you remain safe. Maybe we'll make the Secure Freedom Fund and help support a conservative independent creator with security so they can just go tell the truth. I think that this is sort of like this is where we are now, Nick, and maybe it's time for Republican donor. The left wing, the way I look at it is the left wing billionaires fund terrorist organizations to kill us. Right. So, like, right-wing billionaires should counter that, right, by ensuring that there is protection. And so, perhaps that's where we can move now. Well, Godspeed. We'll be covering your trial. Make sure that you or your hearing, and let me know anything else I can do for you, Nick. Obviously, this is Nick's account. He has millions of followers. He is one of the single most powerful and what's the right way to put this, Nick? Pound for pound, post for post, this is the most effective journalist in America, I would argue. The way that he does his work and the way that he is breaking news, there's really none better than Nick Sortor if you want to know what's actually happening on the ground and at the epicenter of the news cycle. So please go follow Nick. Pray for him. Godspeed, man.
Thank you, Benny.